All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Unfiltered Political Lens Podcast, Gear Edition. Today, we're going to be switching things up because instead of diving into politics, news, or geopolitical chaos, we're talking about something that lives behind every episode I've ever recorded. The microphone, specifically, the FIFINE lineup, and more specifically, my three favorites, the FIFINE Tank 3, the FIFINE Tank 6, and the FIFINE K688. Because these mics deserve a whole episode to themselves. Now, before we get into each mic, let's talk about why I've even gravitated towards dynamic microphones in the first place. A lot of beginners go straight for condensers because they see shiny studio mics on YouTube, but for real life recording rooms with fans, ACs, noise, barking dogs, kids stomping upstairs, dynamic mics are the true MVP because they focus on your voice and reject the noise around you. And FIFINE has figured out how to bring podcast quality sound with charging you without charging you $1,000. The Tank 3 is the first one I want to talk about because it surprised me the most. It's heavy, durable, built like a tank, literally. And when you plug it in, you get that warm, full mid range that gives your voice presence without sounding artificial. It handles plosives well, has that satisfying radio style proximity effect without mud, and it just sounds natural, almost like the mic is shaping your voice into its best version without adding fake shimmer or harshness. If you're doing interviews, commentary, political breakdowns, or narration, the Tank 3 is that dependable workhorse that doesn't punish you for moving around or recording in a less than ideal personality or a less than ideal room. Then you step up in the Tank 6, which feels like the Tank 3's big brother with extra personality. This one has an RGB lighting that actually looks classy, intertwined of gimmicky dual connectivity with USB and XLR. So you know you can grow your setup and sound profile that's more modern and crisp without upper mid clarity that cuts through busy audio without ever sounding sharp. The Tank 6 has mic gain, live monitoring, a touch mute button, and a clean USB preamp to basically design for creators who want to plug and play. Convenience with professional upgrade potential. If the Tank 3 is a storyteller mic, the Tank 6 is a live commentator mic. It's energetic, articulate, and perfect for streaming or reaction style content where you need your voice to stay sharp. Then there's the FIFINE K688, the underrated secret weapon that not enough people talk about. The mic feels cinematic, smooth, and balanced with a frequency response that sits perfectly between the Tank 3 and the Tank 6. Not too warm, not too bright, just polished and clean. It rejects background noise incredibly well, looks professional with its minimalist design, and pairs beautifully with vocal processing like compression or EQ, making it ideal for voiceover work, narration, or podcasts where you want that documentary style tone. To put it simple, the Tank 3 is a warm broadcaster, the Tank 6 is a crisp modern creator, and the K6A is a cinematic narrator. And I love each of them. Totally different reasons. These mics have made my life easier because they just work. They sound good without needing a fancy studio. They don't demand expensive interfaces and they don't give headaches with tuning or positioning. They let you focus on speaking, on storytelling, on connecting with your audience, and that's what's good gear should do. Whether I'm breaking down political insanity, reacting to breaking news, recording for hours, or interviewing someone, of those three mics always fits the job. And honestly, for the cost of one overpriced influencer endorsed microphone, you could snag all three for fines and have a full arsenal for every type of content. So, what wraps up this special gear focus episode? If you enjoyed this deep dive, let me know, because I'd love to break down more equipment, interfaces, mixers, and even lighting whenever you want. And until next time, stay sharp, stay curious,